What up, guys? CJ here, bringing you a NFL Championship Week podcast, man. After last week's games were pretty damn good. And obviously, bringing you to the podcast as promised. My buddy T. What's up, T? How you doing?
Well, how are you guys?
Good, man. Good. Coming off of I'm feeling pretty fucking good because I'm coming off of a weekend sweep. Other than one push, I still call it a sweep if it's not a loss. I guess technicality wise, if I had like a super small quarter unit on the Bills' second half, which you can't call that a sweep, but in terms of the games and calling them from the start to finish, I'd say we swept the board, man. So I'm feeling good.
Good shit, good shit, good shit.
Yeah. So But now it's time for the big games, right? Let's see to get to the bowl. So let's break these games down a little bit and kind of discuss your thoughts on them. I'll kind of give my thoughts on them with the lines. We can even talk about futures in terms of what do we think is going to happen with the future lines, et cetera, on matchups that would be predicated based off of the wins this weekend. But We'll start with the first game, man, and I'm gonna put you on the hot seat, and not really the hot seat, but I just want to know your thoughts on it and what you think is gonna happen in Washington and Washington Commanders, Philadelphia Eagles with the Eagles laying 6. What do you think about the line? What do you think about the game? I don't know, a little bit of everything. What do you think?
I think it's going to be I think the Eagles are going to win the game. I think it's going to be a defensive game, run the ball. I mean, they're able to win without throwing the ball. Imagine if their throwing game decides to work on Sunday. It doesn't have to work, but let's say it does work. That would be even a bigger blow. If it doesn't work, they'll win. I mean, they win the same way Kansas City win. They're just scrappy. They don't shoot themselves in the foot. They don't turn the ball over, and they make the right plays at the right time. It's the same thing with Kansas City. It's the same thing with Buffalo. I feel like the Commanders are way too young to be this disciplined under a new regime. I think that takes time. I think they've done better than expected for sure. And what people don't understand is in the regular season, it goes fast, right?
Yep.
In the wild card, it goes faster, right?
Yeah.
In the divisional championship game, even faster.
Yeah, the game comes at you fast.
I don't think people understand. As you go up in the playoffs, the game itself will move so much faster because these are the elites of the elites that have been coached to be this way and to be in the finals. And I just don't think that team is quite ready yet for that. So that's why I feel like the Eagles will come out on top. And the Eagles obviously also have experience outside of Saquon. But Saquon's got a good O-line, doesn't really need experience. Just needs to hold on to the ball and do what he normally does. But Hurts has been there. That defense has been there.
And Saquon is a vet, man. So realistically, like, he's been in the league, so it's not like he's not going to be timid. I'll tell you that much.
For sure. And I'm telling you right now, let's be honest. What people don't realize too, man, and I'm not trying to knock the Commanders. They've played the Tampa Bay defense, which is a so-so defense.
Yeah, subpar.
They played an injured and battered defensive team. Like, I don't think people understand the type of defense they're going to go up against.
Well, not just that.
And dude, for sorry to interrupt you, for what's his name? I hope he slides.
Oh, you're talking about Jalen Hurts or Jaden Daniels?
Because if you don't slide, trust me.
Oh, you're talking about Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, they're gonna bounty hunt his little ass.
Oh yeah, if you don't slide, Mariota will be in the game quick.
Right.
No, man, I get where you're coming from. I hear you, I know. And yeah, people need to understand also, you brought this stat up last week, the Lions are the worst team in defending an RPO running quarterback. So it was just a matchup from hell for them on the defensive end. You have a battered defense playing that matchup. It's tough, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you're right. I think the line being at 6, odds makers put a lot of the experience on the Eagles. They put a lot of
they're just a better team, no?
Yeah, no, they're a better team. Obviously, the line being 6 is not a walk in the park, obviously. So I mean, you got back doors, you got everything coming to play. But you're right. If the Eagles get the passing game going, how can the Commanders beat them, right? But then again, how healthy do you think Jalen Hurts is?
I mean, to be honest with you, he plays like a C quarterback and they win. So I don't really care about that.
Yeah, so to you, it's like it doesn't matter if he's healthy or not healthy because realistically, they're going to use the same. They're going to use run the ball,
play defense, run the ball, throw the ball here and there.
Yeah. All right, play defense, run the ball.
Fucking Alex Smith on that team, and he'll do fine.
True, man. True. They probably could. I just think that I do think it's a tough matchup for the Commanders. And I know a lot of people are anything can happen, right? It's the NFL. A lot of people are saying, well, the Commanders are hot. Well, one of the best thing they have going for them, it's not Jaden Daniels, man. It's to me, it's Dan Quinn. I think that the fact that they have Dan Quinn at head coach has really helped that team out because he has experience. He's been to the Super Bowl, but then again, he was the one that gave up that 28-3 lead to Brady and company with the Falcons, right? So, I do think that they're too young and the moment might be too big, but who knows, man? I mean, the moment was big last week, and they just ran into the right defense, in my opinion. You can argue the opposite. You can say, well, the moment was big and they still came through, and it's not me hating on them. It's just me being honest. I got to dig a little more into the numbers, but yeah, I get your case in point on the Eagles, and I see where you're coming with it. There's another key factor in this game. There was an offensive lineman that got hurt last week, and that's a big deal. He's not playing. That's a huge deal when you're going to play against a defensive line like the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Carter is going to be there. They have guys that they just keep recycling in that D line, and when you're missing the offensive lineman, I think that's going to be the real question that Quinn and Jaden Daniels are going to have to answer. It's how are we going to move the ball without making mistakes in this big moment in the playoffs because we have a little experience this year, but the game's going to come fast, like you said, and I want to see how they respond, man. I'm interested in seeing how they respond. So,
the Commanders?
Yeah. One thing I can tell you is that over-under at 47, to me, it's kind of high considering, think about this, the over-under on the Eagles and Rams was 43. The over-under on the Eagles and Packers was 43.5 or so. So why 47? They're saying that the Commanders can put up that many points, or on the contrary, are they saying the Commanders' defense isn't that good and maybe the pass game is going to work and the Eagles are going to rout them? You just don't know, right?
No, I think the Commanders will score. If you look at the last two times they played each other, the Commanders put up points. They're going to put up their points for sure. They'll probably get to 21. I can see it being 21, something like that. They'll find ways to get the score. I do think the game is going to be relatively around 7-10. What I mean by 7-10, meaning it could be 2-3 minutes left, 5 minutes left, they're up 10, up 7. And, I do think the Commanders are going to score. The Commanders have proven they can score against every team.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just those big third downs, those key fourth downs. Are they going to be able to execute against that defense?
You're right, because they do go for it on fourth down.
They'll for sure get their 20 points. I'd be surprised if they don't even get to 20 points. I would be. I think they will. But it's going to come down to those third and fourth downs, That's really that's what's going to be the separation, obviously turnovers and stuff like that.
I actually think
I'm definitely not coming in here saying the Commanders aren't going to score. No, definitely not.
I'm considering thinking that they might not put up more than 20.
I think it'll be around there.
I think they'll go under 20. That's just my opinion.
The Commanders are going to go under 20, the team that goes for fourth down so many times?
Yeah, because that can also hurt them. I'm not saying the Eagles are going to capitalize when they don't, because we've seen the Eagles' offense be anemic, but I think they'll hold them to under 20, man. That's just my opinion. Yeah, I do.
Wow.
Wow. I do, man. I don't know. I've given a lot of respect to the Eagles' defense towards the end of the year. No, the thing is, like you said, they're going to go for it on fourth. They're either going to get it. They're either not going to get it. But then that can mean that they leave Philly on the other side of the field. Maybe Philly doesn't execute like they should and score right away. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what you're going to get. Am I leaning Eagles? Yeah, I'm leaning Eagles for sure.
You do know they split, right? 26-18 at Philadelphia.
Yeah,
then at Washington, 36-33 Washington. So they faced each other twice.
There's a regular season. I remember that. I remember both games.
Are you saying that the team total points under is money?
I'm not saying it's money. I just think it's going to be tough for them to do it. But I will tell you this. I remember both of those games vividly. I had the Commanders game one. I think I had a +4.5 or +5, something like that. I had to double check. The Commanders couldn't fucking move the ball. That was game one. It got more out of hand towards the end, and then I think it got closer because they got a backdoor 10-second like touchdown. Jaden Daniels did, but the Eagles handled them that game realistically. The score I don't think indicates how they really looked. In my opinion, the Commanders just never felt like, when you're watching a game, you're like, dude, they can't get it done. Like, how are they going to get in the end zone? You really felt like that watching the game. And the Eagles, you just felt like the Eagles were never going to threaten you and put up like 45 points, like, or just keep moving the ball. But you were just like, any minute now, the Eagles are going to break one or they're going to have a big play. You just felt like that, So you were like, that was game one. Then you go to game two. That's the Jalen Hurts concussion game. The Eagles are up 14. Jalen Hurts gets a concussion. I think the Commanders did a good job in terms of like their offense because they did come down and score tons of points on them that game. I think it was a fluke. I think it was an aberration. I don't think it'll happen again. I just think if Kenny Pickett plays Sunday, the Eagles still have a shot to win. Put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I want to make sure you keep a note of this. The Commanders have won 7 straight, including the playoffs. First game, 42. Second game, 20. Third, 36. Fourth, 30. Fifth, 23. Sixth, 23. Seventh, 45. So
that's fucking impressive, man. That's fucking impressive.
7 straight games in a row, bro.
That's impressive.
You want to make a little pizza money bet? Heads up, we can do that. There's
over under 20?
For the amount of times they go for it, there's no way they don't get to 20 at least. I just can't. I have a hard time believing they don't even get to 20.
All right. So give me 20.5 and we'll go under.
The Eagles are going to. I'll give you 19.5 because I think it could land at 20.
Okay, 20's a push. How about 20's a push?
What's the team? I don't even know what the team visual. Okay, that's fine. I'll take that pizza. Sure.
Pizza money. All right. Pizza money. I'll take the under. You got the over 20. Listen, I don't know what the team total is. I'll check it for you.
Make sure you understand.
The team total. I'm getting robbed. The team total is 21.5.
That's what I figured is around 20. Yeah, hats have been. So
20 is fair. 20 is fair to give to me.
Sure. Yeah.
It's less than fair. You got an edge of 1.5 points.
I think they'll land around there. Look, I do think it's going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but the Eagles are going to do what the Eagles always do in the fourth. It'll be a close game. They'll score, and then they'll cause a big fumble and go up by 2 possessions. They've done that in a lot of their games. A lot of their games always comes down to the fourth quarter. It really does. I've seen their games.
Yeah, no, it does. I agree.
The game against the Ravens, they won that game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, everything in the thing is
this recent game they just beat. They won in the fourth quarter. The Rams were in it till the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you are right on that.
And I believe why the Eagles do that is because their defense is so elite and their offense is so.
so that's perfect saying, man.
That makes sense.
Yeah, their defense is so elite and their offense is so. All right, that makes sense.
I think it comes down to so close at the end because they didn't put up enough points.
Nah, I get you, man. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, man. I don't know. Let's see. We're 4 days out. What is it? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, 4 days out, man. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen. That one will be the first game because that'll be the first thing because we obviously know the next game's gonna be the big showdown.
It's the heavyweight champion. It's the heavyweight champs.
The heavyweight champs. I'm actually gonna go to before we get into the next game, man. Let's go into some props. So I haven't checked it out, but what do you put in Saquon? Okay. I'm putting Saquon's over-under pretty high for his rushing yards because I feel like the Commanders have a hard time stopping the run. Gibbs was running all over him. I don't know why the Lions kept dropping back.
With all due respect, Gibbs runs all over everybody.
Yeah, but he was fucking
I get what you said.
Looked great.
I just want to make sure Gibbs gets his love because it doesn't matter who.
So give me your thoughts on what Saquon's rushing yards are going to be. I'm going to say over-under 1. He was 110 against the Rams, right? 113, crazy.
Want me to guess, right? You're saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 120.5.
Oh fuck him.
If he was 113.5 against the Rams, why wouldn't he be?
Because the Rams gave up a lot to him originally.
The Commanders' run defense is not great, man.
Put on 106.5.
All right, let's check it.
Probably closer than me. I think 120 is a lot.
It is a lot, but I think he's been at ridiculous numbers. So that's why I'm actually giving him the benefit of the doubt. Oh my God. It's 129 and a half.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Wow. 120. What does that tell you?
Jesus Christ. That they're going to play like they always play. Run and play D. That's why Jalen Hurts being hurt don't fucking matter.
Okay, let's see what his let's see. You want to guess his passing yards? Do you want me to just check him out? I haven't looked.
His passing yards?
Jalen's. If Barkley's are at 130, I'm gonna go Jalen's passing yards at 215 and a half.
I'm gonna go with 180.
180? Shit, that makes sense. Let's see what he's at.
180, 170, I would assume.
Oh, they don't even have his passing yards up. Oh my gosh. How did you know that, man? It's 181 and a half.
Damn.
Wow.
Well, 40 and if you do the math, that's a lot of fucking yards together. So I mean, that was enough for me to say that.
Wow. Okay. Let's see what they got Jaden Daniels at. I'm not even gonna let you guess. I'm just gonna look at it. Man. They got Jaden at a lot, man. What do you a lot in my opinion. What are you thinking?
75?
175?
Oh, rushing yards or passing?
Passing.
Oh, his passing yards?
Yeah.
Like 210?
220, 222 and a half.
Yeah, 210, 220, yeah.
So that's a lot.
I think 220 is the
But
norm, right?
But that's their offense, I guess, right? They throw the ball, they play RPO, so it makes more sense when the Eagles will hand the ball off and roll Jalen Hurts out on third down. That's what it comes down to.
I want to guess his rushing yards.
Yeah. Whose?
Jaden Daniels.
You want to guess him? Okay.
You have him in front of you?
I already saw him, so I can't tell you because they were in front of me. Go ahead.
Go 70.
54 and a half.
Fuck, I should have said 60. Fuck.
All right, you know what? I'm going to check this out. This is going to be a big telltale for the game right here. If Jalen Hurts' rushing yards are pretty high, that just tells me that they feel like the Eagles are going to produce offensively. If they're low, that's going to tell you a little more about the production of the game. So I'm going to guess his over/under on the rushing yards to be 37.
You talking about Daniels?
No, we're talking about Jalen Hurts.
Oh, his rushing yards.
I'm gonna go 32 and a half.
Yeah, I'm going to go with less than that because of his situation, and he's got a running back. I'm going to go with, is it up?
No, I mean, it's going to be up. I'm looking for it right now.
I'm going to go 19 and a half.
I found it. 30 and a half. I was close.
What'd you say?
30 and a half. Because you figure he
that's
could break one big run. I mean, he had that one big run last week, you know? So you figure he could break one. You can't really give him under 20, but you can't really give him a crazy amount because of his injuries, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, man. I'm interested. 129 and a half for Saquon. Fucking insane, man.
That might be the highest I've seen.
Yeah. That's fucking high, man. So yeah, man, looking forward to that game. We'll see what happens in that game. But let's get to the heavyweight championship AFC battle of all battles right here, man. Heavyweight championship AFC. Here we go. Let's get it. You got the Commanders, or not the Commanders. You got the Bills and the Chiefs. They meet again. Why not? Who else would it be, right? It's the new age number 1, number 2 quarterback, man.
The two heavyweights.
The two heavyweights. It's KC. Man, I texted you this line the other day when it came out, and I think you initially thought like, why are you surprised KC was favored? And I said, no, I'm surprised KC's not favored by more than this shit.
Yeah, the way you said it, I was kind of like, oh my God, because you had just won your Bills bet. Congrats on that.
Yeah.
I thought so much.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's really feeling himself right now. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, I just won that Gorge play.
We were on the same page.
Yeah, I just think 1.5 KC and Arrowhead, like that's tough, man. You can't just that's fucking low. I don't care who they're playing. To give 1.5 to me is like that's Vegas showing a shit ton of respect to the Bills.
For sure. I 100% agree with you. I mean, I think the winner of this wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah, same here.
I think the line should have been 2.5. I do think the winner of this game will win by somewhere. I think it's going to come down to some type of last heroic drive for whoever has the ball. But if I was a betting man, which I am, I'm taking the Chiefs, no questions asked. I'm not even gonna double think.
You're not even the way you love. Hey, you know what the funny thing is? You love Josh Allen, man. So for you to say it so fast like that was just like wow.
For sure, for sure.
Wow. Okay. Give me your points on why they're the way so confident you said it. It doesn't mean you're gonna lay a shit ton. This is a championship game.
I mean, I'll tell you my honest opinion, and it's really, really simple. It goes back to the way the reason why the reason why the Ravens lost that game was because of turnovers, and I know the Bills have been plus 24 out of the last 20 games in turnovers.
You had a crazy stat on that. What was it?
It was in the last like 20, 21 games. They're plus 24 on turnovers. So
they're averaging over 1 turnover a game, almost 2.
Right, but it's also compares to the teams they played. They're plus against all the teams they played. Right, plus 24.
Yeah, they've gone about 1.3 more turnovers than the other team.
Right, exactly.
More turnovers.
Right, and honestly, I just look at these two teams and I really ask myself, who can I see myself? Let's say I bet the Bills. Could I see the Bills getting a really big flag and changing the dynamic of the game? Yes. Can I see Kansas City getting a flag and changing the dynamic of the game? I just can't.
But is that because the refs are on KC's side all the time, like people say?
The game just, whether that's neither here nor there, maybe not. I really don't know. I've just, with my own eyes, as I've watched, they remind me of the Patriots team back then, where the pitches weren't the better than any of those teams all the time. There's a couple times they were not the better team, but they were the most disciplined fucking team. And I think
especially when they play the greatest turf.
Show on turf.
Yeah.
If you are disciplined, and I really believe the Kansas City is slightly more disciplined than the Bills, so therefore I take Kansas City, and I think it's going to come down to turnovers, and I think we're going to see an interception from Josh Allen eventually, or a fumble from Cooks. One of them. I see it happen. I just do.
So you're talking about a big letdown from one of the guys.
I think that's that's going to tell the game apart, and I'm betting that the Chiefs will. I'm pretty much saying that I'm betting the Chiefs to turn the ball over less than the Bills. That's really the bet I'm making.
I mean, let's be real. The Chiefs, you're right. They don't do that. They didn't do it this weekend. And then for some reason, somehow, some way, they always get the big block. Like, I know people want to sit here and talk about, like, the guy ran out of the end zone and he cost a night and a half. But nobody sits there and talks about the blocked field goal that happened before that you could have easily said, like, well, are you kidding me? He can't make that chippy or he gets blocked. KC just always does. Even to the point where the punter running back, like Andy Reid just fundamentally said they're not going to have enough time to beat us this game. I don't give a shit about to kick it back to them. That's why he did that. And a lot of people might say like sports is rigged, blah, blah, blah. No, that's just the discipline of the team. He didn't give a shit about giving up. He knew that they needed to score 2 times in 10 seconds, and that's fucking impossible. So to him, he was like, I don't give a shit. They can't go the length of the field in less than 10 seconds, so we will not lose the game.
For sure. This is and I think this game is going to come down to a chess game, and I just think it slightly favors the team that's constantly been able to do it.
Well, that's what it. That now we get to the experience, right? I think the perfect fucking word for this weekend's games is experience. KC has all of it, and the Eagles have all of it. The Bills have playoff experience, though, man. They do. But when it comes down to it, the last team you want to play when it comes to making a mistake or experience is the Chiefs in the playoffs. Let's be real.
For sure. And dude, we also got to be honest with each other. Like if you look at the if we sit here and we look at the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
If we look at them last year going into this year, right? So this year they've lost, how many games have they lost technically on paper?
On paper, I think they lost 3, right? I have to double check that.
I think they lost 2. One of them they didn't even play.
Oh, that one didn't count. The one against Denver?
Right.
They lost to Denver, and then they also lost to, why am I forgetting the fucking game? Hold on. I'll find that for you right now.
Let me just give you the stat, okay? They are 17-1 since last year in the last 18 games. They are 17-1. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they lost 2 games, by the way.
They have beat that one of them didn't count because they didn't start anybody.
They lost to Buffalo.
That's the only loss they got this year.
That's the only legit loss.
And last year they won. Last year, I'm not even including their playoff run. They've won more. They're probably like 20-1. Bro, we're talking about NFL.
No, I remember the last game they lost before that. I remember that game. It was to the Raiders at home on Christmas Day.
I believe you're right, but I didn't even look at, like, okay, I went back to their older schedule.
That's still a long time ago, man. That's over a year.
The fact that you remember that, holy shit.
I do.
Let me see if you're right, though. I don't know if you're right about that.
In the regular season, that's the last game that they lost last year.
You said it was to
before the Bills won.
My God. So, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It was, then they beat Cincinnati. They beat Los Angeles. Then they went to the playoffs. They beat Miami. They beat Buffalo. They beat Baltimore. They beat San Francisco. So let's go back. That's 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7, right? 7.
Yeah.
And this year they won how many games?
This year they won 15 and 2.
So they went 20. Dude, they are 22 and 23 against pro NFL fucking teams.
And we're not just talking about teams. We're talking about fucking squads. Like they beat some fucking teams.
22 and 1. People, they've only experienced one loss in fucking 23 games.
That's fucking insane because we're not talking about schmuck teams they beat too,
no,
man.
We're not.
They beat, I think, a better defensive Ravens team last year. They beat a Bills team that had higher hopes last year.
Buffalo, Baltimore, SF. Like,
San Francisco with
favored this year.
San Francisco
all those had high expectations.
San Francisco with McCaffrey with everybody last year.
Everybody, bro. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm literally betting on just them being disciplined and not because in order to win, listen,
you're just betting on a trend. And the trend is
team and you won 22 out of 23, you didn't just win because you're the most talented. I promise you. Not that many games. Talent doesn't win you that many games. It has to do with being fucking disciplined and playing your part, hat on hat, no turnovers, no fucking flags, no penalties. That's how they are. So, long story short, I feel safer putting my money on them. Do we agree?
Yeah, of course. When it's 3rd and 10 and Mahomes is going to fall to the knee, but he still finds somebody in the end zone wide open, threads the needle, fucking falling down, guy in his fucking face, guy on his back, and just fucking gets it through a fingertip, dude.
And dude, you know what's crazy is everybody's talking shit about the flagrant call, the helmet call, right? If you look at that play, he's running straight, then he goes east, and he sees two guys. He waits, he drops at the right time. He knows when to drop. It's not his fault that he planned it out so well. Dude, you hit his helmet. If you hit his helmet and people
see it, it's a flag. It's a flag.
What are we bitching about here? The guy just fell down at the right time. He knows what he's doing. I've seen him run on the sidelines. Somebody's coming, he stops, and the guy goes out of bounds because he thinks, oh, he's going out of bounds. He's really not, and he'll run it straight.
Or the next time, if he knows the player, what he'll do is he'll bait you to hit him out of bounds because he's like he'll know when you're not disciplined enough to get the flag when he runs out.
100%. And listen, people, I'm not saying that they're that much better than the Bills.
They're not.
The number one objective of this conversation is CJ and I are strictly taking the more disciplined, the more teams that just don't fuck themselves. I personally have more faith in the Chiefs to do that than the Bills, but don't take me wrong, man. Great call on the Bills. The way the Bills played that game, bro, they weren't the most talented team, but they played a perfect... The only way they could have won this game was to play a perfect fucking game, and they almost fucking did.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Can they do that in Kansas City? I just don't think so.
I don't think you can do that twice.
It's hard.
It's hard. I mean, it can happen. Look, dude, let's be real. It can happen. Because I'll be honest with you, like, I'm not sold on, like, oh, the Chiefs are going to win the game. I'm not. But I'm also not fucking saying that Buffalo's going to win the game, you know? I'm sitting here thinking, why the fuck do they only put 1.5? This shit should be 2.5.
That scares you, right?
Yeah, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, damn, this shit don't make sense. Is it just the fact that Allen and Mahomes, again, they know each other, the two teams know each other so fucking well that anything can happen? And it goes back to what you said, that one mistake will fucking lose the game for one team and win the game for the other. And you're saying you're confident on Kansas City not making that mistake. And the Bills
at home, yeah. Especially knowing the 3P. Dude, this, usually when teams go back to back to back, usually, like, they don't really care as much, but they'll be the first team to go back to back to back. So I promise you, they are fucking laser focused. They're not bored of winning yet.
No. That is one thing you're going to get a focused Chiefs team. They know what's at stake, and they're fucking hungry.
Got a record dynasty. That's a record, bro. If he wins this, he's got 4. It's gonna now. We're gonna talk about a new GOAT. I guarantee you.
Oh, they were talking about it last year. You don't think they're gonna fucking bring it?
Now?
How about now? How about exactly?
Right. So I know they're gonna be prepared.
Oh, they want it. This isn't like, I can promise you right now, you can't look at this game and be like, oh yeah, but the Bills are gonna beat the Chiefs because
For sure.
they really want to win. No, the Chiefs want to. Man, this is fucking stupid and scary. But the Chiefs, out of these 4 teams, want to win more than any of these 4 teams that are left.
Sure.
They have more to play for, even though they have all the championships. Isn't that fucking crazy to say? Think about that.
That's big.
Yeah, like you can't say that about a lot of teams that have won chips or anything. Like these guys want it more. I know they want it more than the rest of these teams. I know it. I fucking Kelsey's turning back the time clock and fucking people were talking shit.
They purposely got that number 1 seed on purpose because they knew in order for us to get this back to back to back, our best shot, we have to play the best regular season to put us. Like people don't realize the situation. Do you remember the Lakers? And I know basketball's a little different because the season's long. When the Lakers went back to back to back and they played the Detroit Pistons, don't take me wrong, the Detroit Pistons were an amazing team, but the Lakers were half-assed the whole fucking season because they got tired of winning. It happens.
Yeah.
But in football, when you're the first team to go back to back to back.
Because the Bulls had went back to back to back.
Yeah,
right?
the Bulls have gone back to back twice.
Yeah, back to back to back or back to back?
Back twice.
So 3-peats. Okay, so yeah, the Lakers failed, right?
No, the Lakers got the back to back to back, but they couldn't get the back to back to back to 4. They got the 3.
Oh, got you. Yeah, because they lost to the Pistons. Okay. Yeah. They did get tired, and then that's when the whole Shaq and Kobe thing happened. But right now,
they just got tired of each other,
And this team is not feeling like that. This team is motivated. This team, they're all fucking they're very united, man. This team is very close knit, hungry, close knit. They're all accountable for stupid fuck ups. Nobody, if somebody gets yelled at, nobody takes it the wrong way. They just said they just know they need to do better. Nobody takes anything the wrong way.
Right.
Damn. I'll be back. I'm going to go to the window and bet the Chiefs. I'm playing. Still not sold on that yet. I got to look at it a little more. I'm going to wait through the week, man. I'm still waiting. But
it's going to be a close game. I promise people that. I don't see a foreseeable blowout.
No, I don't see a blowout either, man. I just don't. I don't know. But it's stupid.
I mean, I think the reason why the line's 1.5 because I do believe that the Bills run the ball a little bit better than the Chiefs.
Yeah, I do. I think Cook has been balling, and I think Brady's doing a great job of playing play calls. And when you can run the ball better, your quarterback has more of an advantage. And if you have a guy like Josh Allen who can hurl the ball down the field, or just make plays when they're needed with his legs and his arm. But then again, Mahomes can do it too. It's like, fuck,
You know what people don't realize about the Bills, I think that makes them so good this year is their offensive coordinator, Brady, right? His name's Brady, right?
Yeah, Joe Brady.
I think he's done such a good job. Like, people don't realize, anytime you watch them run the ball, they have 2 tight ends every time. And those 2 tight ends...
Yeah, they're going single back.
All the time.
Yeah, they're going single back.
2 tight ends in the fucking line when they're running the ball.
Yep.
And it works. And they did it to the Ravens. So what makes me think they can't do it to Kansas City?
They could do it to anybody because the Ravens were top 3 team at stopping the run. They could do it to anybody.
They will run the ball against anybody you throw
and
at.
You know what the scarier thing is? You brought this up earlier about good tight ends. If they're not going to run the ball and they're going to go play action, they got 2 tight ends that are in that lineup at that moment. They can catch the ball and they can make a play.
Who's good too, man.
Yeah. No, those are just the receivers. I'm just talking about their formations. Their formations and when they're lining up like that. So, yeah, Shakir's good. I mean, dude, he's good. He can get the ball to anybody. Samuel, he can get the ball to anybody.
For sure, and another reason I like, another reason why I think the line is like that, because I think if it's 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1, we know for a fact that what's coming. With Kansas City, they don't do the quarterback sneak. The last time they did a quarterback sneak, the guy fucked up his leg, and they haven't done it since he's fucked up his leg.
Yeah.
So that slightly favors. If it's a 3rd and 1, and I need Kansas City or I need the Bills, who do I want out there? I want the Bills.
I want Josh Allen out there to run up that.
Right, we agree, right?
Yeah, what are the odds you're going to stop
that could also come into play too, because if I don't know if you watch the Bills a lot, and the thing I like about their offensive coordinator, if you look at their third downs, it's never third and long ever.
No, they're very. It's like 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3.
We're getting 4. That's it. The worst I see, maybe 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 6, but it's usually because they're able to run the ball.
But also, doesn't that show you discipline? They're not getting flags. They're not doing the stupid thing.
That's what I was going to say. I've seen Josh Allen throw it, incomplete second down, still run it, and still get yards. And now it's 3rd and 3. So it's like the offense looks good, I feel like. It's fluid.
Yeah, it's not going to hit you with that long play all the time, but they're not putting themselves behind the chains.
100%, and they're also not being stupid and asking for one person to run a team again.
Yeah, so now we're making cases for both sides here, right?
Well, I mean, I'm trying
but
to
that's why the line is 1.5.
Line's 1.5,
and they're very, very familiar foes, man. They've played each other so many fucking times. So they know each other's weaknesses. They know each other's strengths. They know each other very well. They're
definitely regular season rivals, but they're not postseason rivals. So
I mean, they've played each other in the postseason already. What, 2-3 times?
Yeah, but it'll be a rivalry. You have to win.
Somebody has to win one.
Hasn't won in the postseason. Don't take me wrong. Regular season, they go back and forth.
Dude, who has beat the Chiefs in the fucking postseason? Come on. If you're gonna say that, then to call it the playoffs, fucking, you can't call it the playoffs unless the Chiefs are not in it.
Yeah, fair enough. That's very true.
Because nobody fucking beats them.
Nobody can. Nobody has.
And the funny thing is, man, credit Spagnuolo. Like, say what the fuck you want about the Chiefs defense. When they need to get a fucking stop, they're going to get it. And they're going to bring Chris Jones at you. And everybody, their mom in the building knows they're going to blitz. And they still get the fucking stop. How? I don't know.
Do you remember? Did you watch the Bills Chiefs?
He blitzed 5 times in a row. 5 times in a row. Everybody knew he was blitzing. Everybody. He brought the guys up. He didn't give a fuck. And they still stopped them. Like the offensive coordinator couldn't call a... Like I just can't wrap my head around that.
You know what's so crazy is, did you watch the Bills Chiefs game, the one that just happened this regular season?
Yeah, I had the Bills -2.
Did you watch I think it was like 3rd or 4th down and they went for it. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was 4th down and then Josh Allen ran for a touchdown, 20-yarder.
Okay, do you know how that play developed?
Go ahead. Explain it to me.
So the play was for a route to the right side, right? Just a quick in and out and just hit him, right? Spags was so good, dude. They've replayed this. He called the fucking play. He called the play. Everybody's defended. He called the right play.
Oh, I remember Romo saying everybody's covered, so Josh had to take it.
Bro, just better offense. That's why this game's won. Bro, he called the right play.
Yeah.
Everybody stopped. He literally knew what they were calling.
Yeah.
But Josh did it with his legs.
Well, that's why this is 1.5.
That's crazy, man. Because, bro, I've watched it. I've heard people talk about this is the exact defense for this call, but Josh Allen did it by himself. That's what I think. It's going to be a good game.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Like I said, I want people to make sure. I am not saying Kansas City is the better team. I'm just saying I have more hope in them to not shoot themselves in the foot.
Honestly, I think they're kind of equals. I think they're kind of fucking equal, man. On the field, I think they're kind of equal. It's great. Maybe I'll give an advantage to Kansas City on the defensive with Chris Jones. I'll give them that advantage.
Sure, they have more experience too.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. And then you got the advantage of the tight end. I don't know. This is gonna be fucking crazy, man. Over under 47.5, man. If you guys wanted to pick for me right now, I'd go under that number. They know each other so well. They're going to milk the clock. They're going to make pivotal plays. They're going to kick 3 when they need to. They might not kick 3. They're not going to fucking do stupid shit. I don't think either one of these.
I think it's going under for sure. I think they're both going to come out very, let's see who fucks up first.
Yeah.
Shit, right?
So I can tell.
They're not going to needle anything. They're not going to go deep. They're just going to go with, all right, who's going to turn the ball over first? That's why I think they're going to play.
Yeah, they're going to try to play fundamental conservative football.
Right.
Yeah, so if I can give you guys a pick right now, hit that under 48.
Probably.
Yeah, 47.5 actually. Sorry, I'd go under. That's a pick I can give you right now.
The only way I can see this game going over is if it's
overtime.
Been really what's up?
Overtime.
Yeah, some fourth quarter bullshit, 3 touchdown bullshit.
Like where the other team needs a score and then this team needs a score.
Bullshit. But the first, I think 2.5 quarters, it should look like an under.
Yeah, it should. And everybody might think like, well, it's Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, but you guys got to remember what's at stake here. You guys got to remember how well these teams know each other. You guys are, I mean, Spags literally, like T said, called the 4th and 2 play, and Josh Allen had to make it happen. Like, you can't ask for that to happen all the time in the NFL.
Right.
No. So, looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it.
Man. Guys, it'll be some good games.
So we'll wrap that up right now. I mean, there's not much more. We can go over the passing yards real quick before we get out of here, and then next week what we're gonna do is we'll break down the Super Bowl, and then we'll go over a little bit of props here and there, and we can find any props that are worth value. We'll give them to you like that. But let's check out what these guys' passing yard props are. That's gonna also tell you a little bit about what the offenses will be doing, in my opinion, right?
If you don't mind me asking, what's A.J. Brown's reception yards?
They don't have him up yet. Maybe because they don't know if he's healthy. I was looking for that. Just to check it out. Devontae Smith is up.
Is it?
Yeah. What do you think?
50?
Yeah, 48.5. What do you think Mahomes' passing yards are? I'm looking at it, so I can't participate in the guess who.
Passing yard that?
Yeah.
No, 240.
Dude, it's 254.5. It's a lot.
Well,
It's a lot for a playoff game.
The running game's not that great.
It's not. It's not this year, right? It's just not.
It's mediocre.
It's not as good as other years, though.
No.
No. What do you think about the? What do you think Josh Allen's are?
Passing yards? It's going to be less because he's mobile and he's got a running back. 225?
Oh shit, 228.5.
Nice. That was close.
You're close. You're right though. He's mobile and he's got a running back.
Yeah.
What do they have James Cook at, sir? Let's see that. They don't have Cook's rush yards up yet. What does that tell you?
That's interesting.
They have Pacheco's, but they don't have Cook's.
What's Pacheco's at?
32.5.
That's garbage.
It is, man. It really fucking is. You know what that tells me? I could tell you right now, I think that they're waiting. I mean, you could find it. There's just a couple websites that I didn't find. You could find what his rushing yards are right now. But I think if certain websites aren't offering it right now, it's because there probably is some sharp money on that over.
It sounds like they don't even expect them to run the ball much. There's no 100 yards even combined, is there?
No.
Yeah, so they don't even think they're going to rush for 100 yards.
Yeah.
But whatever backs they use.
Should be a good one, man. Looking forward to it.
Do you have Dalvin Cooks? I mean, do you have the other brothers Cooks? Is it up?
Who's?
Cooks.
James? No.
Dalvin.
No. That's what, Dalvin?
Is his name? They're brothers. What's the other brother's name?
Oh, yeah, it's Dalvin and James.
James. This one's James, right?
Yeah, this one's James. I was like, wait a minute.
Cook. I think James Cook should be at like 90, 95. What do you think?
I should be at 80. I'm going to say 80. That's high. No, but there's not a lot of Saquons out there, man. And with those O-lines. With those offensive lines that Philly has, bro.
I 100% agree with you, but don't forget they put up 100 yards against the Ravens rushing defense. So
They did.
So, I mean, 90's not far-fetched, is it?
No, it's not. But like I told you, man, we're talking about those quarterbacks that the Ravens have faced, and I was like, I want to see them play a quarterback like this. Yeah, they ran the ball, but Allen made plays when they needed.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's this is going to be a good fucking game. That's all I got to say.
For sure. And you know what, dude? We sat here and we said we'd rather see the Ravens versus
We both
Chiefs.
said that.
Right. On paper, you're right. But if you dissect the teams, I think the Bills are better suited for this fight.
You know what? Yeah, I was.
If you look and dissect the teams and the coaching and everything in their year, dude, the Ravens lost to the fucking Raiders, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was a big letdown.
What the fuck? And you lost to the Eagles. Like, what the fuck? I know the Eagles are a good team, but you're at home. You're supposed to be the best team.
Yeah, and they were always within striking distance. They never won the game. And that's what I told you last week. I said, I need them to show me. I need Lamar to show me in tight spots. Yes, Andrews dropped the ball. I get it. Yes, Andrews fumbled the ball. But Lamar had 2 crucial fucking turnovers in that game that added up and put them in that situation.
For sure. And, dude, we got to remember this, okay? We got to remember this. The Bills beat Detroit at Detroit, beat Kansas City at home. Last time I checked, those are top 2 big teams.
Hey, and they beat KC in a tight game when they needed to make a play. That gives them confidence.
They didn't fuck themselves finally.
No. So you got to remember that too. Should be a good one, man. Should be a good one. Next week we'll talk about some props. Super Bowl. We'll get back on it, man. So thanks for coming on, and we'll get back at them next week. You have any other any small plays for the guys, or that's about it? Nothing,
That's
huh?
it.
Just that
That's
under
it.
on the Bills Chiefs. Really, that's I would say I would hit the. I'm hitting the under for sure. Probably some pizza money, but might even go a little heavier. I don't know. See what's up.
For sure.
All right, guys. Good luck. Yeah, hopefully you guys have a profitable championship weekend, and you guys know where to find me at CJ Win Sports Telegram, at CJWINNS on Instagram. You guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. But looking forward to this weekend, and hopefully you guys have a profitable one. Thanks again, T.
Likewise. Thank you,
All right.
guys.
We'll talk next week, man.
Guys.